Hey everyone, so today in this program we're going to see how exception handling actually works using a program. So let me run directly to my program. So this is my program, exception, and let us see what we've done over here. So there are two types of exceptions which we have. The first kind of exception is the default exception which is already present. That is, let me show you. So there are two types of exception. One is the default one and the other user-defined one. So when I say q by d and this d is equal to 0, that means the answer for this question is infinite, and that is not possible. So this kind of stuff cannot be calculated by the computer, and therefore when you try to calculate something like this, it actually throws an exception called as an arithmetic exception. And there are many more exceptions, and all these exceptions which are inbuiltly defined and asked for an exception by the computer are called as inbuilt exceptions. And now we're going to see how user-defined exception goes. So for that, in my program, I've used both the user-defined exception and man-made exception. So here, the program actually runs this way. So first, when I run my program, you can look at the output over here. So it is an employee strategy. So they ask me to enter the name of the employee. So when I enter the name of the employee, okay, they said the valid name has been entered. That is Arpita. So a name can never be character. It can be a character, but never be a number, right? So when I say some number like 23156, let us see how the output goes. Enter a valid name. That means it is not accepting that integer value, but it is accepting the character value. And once it is a character value, it proceeds. So when I run the file again, I give a proper name, and okay, they display something called valid name enter, that is that, and enter the age of the employee. And I have given an age limit, I guess it's around 30 or something. So yeah, if you're greater than 50, you cannot work. So if I say 40, they ask you to join and they say thank you for entering your age. And now let me show you how it is if you enter something about 50. So your age is going to be 60, and okay, sorry, uh, they're telling you are not eligible to work. So I'm going to remove this line because that is finally, I'll explain how this finally works also. I'm going to say thank you. And now when I run the program, I say ARP, I say 60, and it says you're not eligible, thank you. So thank you for visiting the website. All this stuff can be added at this place. And now let me explain the program. So first, creating an exception. Exception is a standard class, and when I need to create an exception, I need to name the exception first. And that is going to be a class name exception, and it should always extend the superclass, which is exception. So you can see these are all the super classes which can be extended by any class. So among them, I need to take exception. So the same I do with the age exception. I have a name exception. If you enter a wrong name, then show an exception. And the other exception is if the age is above 50, then show that you're not eligible. These are the two exceptions which I've used. So coming inside the program, remove all this stuff. Now let us go to the main class, the public class exception. Here then I have public static void main. This is my main method wherein the program starts. So I ask the user to enter the user details through this scanner class, and I store it in a string variable R. And this is a simple concept. And after that, try catch is something what I use in exception handling. I will tell you the terms which are being used. The terms that we'll be using are try, catch, sorry, all in small. Try, catch, we use throw, throws, and finally we use the keyword finally. And now I'm going to show you how each of it works. So when I go to my Java NetBeans again, here, okay, I've taken the name. So now I'm going to take the name exception. And how is that going to work? I'm going to take a variable called int data, and I'm going to parse int the value and this is the function. And here I'm going to pass a value r, the r wherein you have stored your string value. So what happens is when it is parse inted, the, the values which you've entered should be integers. If there are any integers,